Welcome to Jurassic Springs.
Princess of Bay here. Today we are indeed at Disney Springs where fossils like us come to hang out because it's time to return to
T-Rex.
Yes, it has been quite a long time. Menus have updated several times, and as your number one choice of foodie infotainment, we're here to unearth some foodie goodies for you. Because remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Dino Land may be gone, but dinos are forever.
It's time for Foodie and Chill.
Now the T-Rex is in the Landry's family of restaurants, so that includes Rainforest, Yak and Yeti, Bubblegum Shrimp. We happen to be Landry's Club members. There's no special club. I suggest that even if you don't go there that often, we use it just to get points at the bar when we go get drinks. And occasionally when we need to go to a restaurant like today, we get priority seating as Landry members. You just do that. It's like, what was it, like $20?
I don't remember, but
it was cheap. Cheap. Especially if you're here all the time and you're a pass holder, there's really no reason you shouldn't have a Landry's card, even if only for drinks. One of the few, coming to a place like T-Rex or Rainforest, or even to a certain extent Yak and Yeti, even though I hold that to a higher standard than either one of the previous two, is the size of the menu. Even though every time we come to a place like this, I'm reminded of like the Gordon Ramsay thing that like if you have photos on menus, you're doing it wrong. Like, one, the food never comes out looking like the photo. Like never. At any restaurant, even Disney restaurants, those photos used in the blog post, the food never looks like that by the time it gets to the plate. Close, but not exactly. The benefit, getting back to the point, is that they have so many things. So you have a big party who can't agree on what they want to eat. A place like this works because they literally have something for everybody. Pizza, burgers, salads, seafood, steak, ribs, whatever you want, it's probably on the menu. It's not Cheesecake Factory big, but it's still bigger than most of the menus you're going to find at Disney Springs. I think the only menu that's justifiably big, the number of things that comes close to this, is probably Haleo. The Haleo has reasons. That's like more of like a tapas style restaurant. This place is just as big as the dinos that reside in it. So I decided, you know what, let me get an app. Apparently this is an appetizer, this large thing. Is there barbecue chicken flatbread? You have this nice crispy flatbread with 8 pieces of flatbread with mozzarella cheese. There's some cilantro on here, barbecue chicken. It does normally come with a red onion. I asked for it without because I have a small onion intolerance. I am not a stickler for many things. I'm one of those people that believes a hot dog is a sandwich. It's a subcategory of a sandwich, you know? I'd even go so far as willing to say that a taco is a sandwich. I know, calm down. Put your pitchforks in the comments. However, the one food item I draw the line on, flatbread is not pizza. It's just bread with toppings. But it's definitely not pizza. This is flatbread with cheese, barbecue chicken, a little bit of cilantro, and it eats exactly like that. It's a little cheesy, barbecue chicken. We didn't get to write home about, but it's juicy, it's flavorful, it's filled with barbecue sauce. But definitely don't mistake that for being a pizza, because it's definitely not. I would give it 3.25 out of 5 claws.
We spoke with the chef, and unfortunately there's cheese and a lot of things here. So all of the appetizers, or cheese or egg, I should say, all of the appetizers are off the list for me. Even the flatbread has egg whites on it, so even if you modify it without the cheese, it's not going to work. All of the sampler platters, the new veggie sampler, it all has cheese and eggs, so we have resulted to one of the newer salads. This is a Greek salad. Now, the normal dressing that comes on this does have cheese, and it usually has feta. So there was a balsamic and an apple cider. Our server and our chef both recommended the apple cider vinegar dressing, which is also vegan despite the looks of the colors. And I'm just going to pour it all over everything. All right, now I'm not going to toss the salad because I don't like olives and Bear's going to enjoy the peppercini. So instead, I'm just going to go in and fork each piece and commit to this huge bite. Oh my God, this is a huge mistake. But you know what? I commit. I was hoping this vinaigrette would just be mostly apple cider, just have it like as a raw, but it's not. It's mixed with so many other things. It doesn't taste like apple cider at all. It just tastes really sweet. And I don't really like sweet salads, so it's not really my favorite. I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5 salads. If you like a sweet salad, you'll probably enjoy this, but for me, this is not a vibe. I'm going to just have like a little bit of it, like pick my favorite things out and leave the rest.
Now, their salads are not listed in the appetizer section. Like we're saying, the Princess does not have any options for appetizers, so most of their salads are looking like an entree level portion, and honestly, entree level price in a lot of cases. But I like the spread of this Mediterranean-ish salad from chickpeas, red onions, dressing. I'd say in life, find you a partner who hates the things that you love. That way, anytime they order something that has something they hate, you get to eat the things. So the olives and the pepperoncinis being for me, I'm on board. But first, I have to try the base salad. I need some lettuce. Feels a little crunchy. There's some red pepper in here. Oh no, that's tomato?
No, it's pepper.
Red pepper. Some chickpeas. The red onion I'm going to skip. I'm going to take a cucumber. I'm going to try the spearmint olive. Forkful of Mediterranean deliciousness with an apple cider vinaigrette. Strange. I know there are those among us, and I was that way before we started the YouTube channel, who were okay with like iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce is a waste of greens. Is it romaine?
Yeah.
It don't taste like romaine. It tastes like bitter, unwashed iceberg lettuce. But either way, I'm getting on track. This could be a good salad. The different regions don't add up to Mediterranean to me. I'm not getting that vibe. Maybe it's the dressing that's the problem. And honestly, we changed the dressing, so maybe I have to take that with a grain of salt. The sweetness of the dressing is odd. Like apple cider vinegar dressing should be tart and not sweet. It's an okay salad for an appetizer-ish. Non-appetizer. I wouldn't order this as an entree. I feel like I would be disappointed. I'm getting an unwashed feeling from the lettuce. Maybe that's experience, maybe it's in my head. Lettuce is off. And in this current environment, that's not a good thing. Salad, I'm giving 2.5 out of 5 claws. Maybe the peppercini will redeem it for me. Nope. That, sir, came out of a can, and I can taste it. Rating, 2.25 out of 5 claws. See, the pull here at T-Rex is everybody loves the theme rooms. Your kids are going to love it. There's like a meteor shower at set intervals. You have the aquarium. There's an ice cave, which we absolutely hate to film in. You got like a little T-Rex area. It's basically just a rainforest cafe with a dinosaur skin. It's loud. It's lit weird. But it's got that sort of like roadside attraction vibe. But sometimes it's just fun to eat it. But you temper your expectations when you come to a place like that. My expectations are tempered. So the Princesses are tempered. Are your expectations tempered?
Yes.
The expectations are tempered. So the main theme of this new menu update has been the voyage into the Mediterranean. And I hate to be that guy. I do, I got to think why it was placed. Is it a voyage into the Mediterranean because The Odyssey just came out and it's like one of the biggest movies of the year? Because if I'm thinking about a restaurant called T-Rex, in the prehistoric times where dinosaurs did indeed roam the earth, was the Mediterranean even a sea at that point? Or are we still dealing with like Pangea and like a fused continent? Was there Was the Mediterranean a puddle? Like, what was the Mediterranean when the dinosaurs were still here? I don't know what I'm thinking about that, but that's the first thing that comes to mind when you're talking about a voyage in the Mediterranean at a dinosaur-themed restaurant. I'm probably thinking way too deep into it. But this is the grilled pork chop. This wonderful grilled Tuscan Mediterranean pork chop on top of a bed of feta mashed potatoes, top of a white bean ragu, and then a white wine tomato sauce. So there's a lot of things going on here, but chief of which is the pork chop. Now, our server told us several times that this is the new most popular item on the menu. You know what? I'm going to take his word for it. The flavor ultimately does all the talking here, as with every video. It's a wonderfully tender pork chop, well seasoned, juicy, all the way through, no dry spots. The grill, the garlic, everything else on there, it's wonderful. If you're craving a pork chop where you're not going to exhaust your jaw, and it shouldn't exhaust your jaw, mind you, this is pretty good. I can understand why it's so popular, especially given the presentation and everything else. It's like the biggest photo in the entire menu right now. That's going to drive people to order it. Seriously. On its own, I'm going to give the pork chop 3.75 out of 5 claws. It's not like the legendary pork chop I had at Big Fire in City Walk. But, you know, they might hang out in the same room together and not speak. It's not bad. Not bad. Now, for the rest of the dish, I must try all the things. As you know, the white bean ragu is mentioned. There's extra feta here on the side. You have feta mashed potatoes. You have the beans, tomatoes, mashed potatoes, and the grilled pork chop. Once you add in that tomato ragu and the white bean, the white bean ragu and then the tomato white wine base, it does give it a couple extra flavor layers. I would say enough to raise it like a 3.75 out of 5 claws. Not a 4, but still an elevation in flavor. We ourselves have been experimenting a lot at home with like white beans because I know you guys see us post videos on this channel 5 days a week, but we do actually cook at home a lot. And we use white bean as sort of like a protein base and also a sauce thickener for some of our sauces. So like it takes well to being like in a sauce because it just makes everything a bit more creamy without adding milk, obviously. This is a tasty pork chop. I can understand why it's so popular. Honestly, with everything that's on here, the mashed potatoes and the white beans and the pork chop, this is the only thing you need. Because this is almost 2 meals unto itself, and you will be very full after eating this. So the rating of the 3.75 definitely stays. It's not going to hit a 4, but it's definitely better than I expected.
This is the newest pasta on the menu. It does usually come with feta. It did have to be modified. There are Beyond Burger options on the menu as well, which we've done the Beyond Burger here in the past. They did update the menu though so that you can now add a Beyond Burger to any option. So if you're vegan or vegetarian, you have the things. Our server said he doesn't really sell the Beyond Burgers that much and suggested this instead. My first qualm about this is the squash and the zucchini pieces are freaking huge. It tastes like a fiery, not fiery like spicy, but like fiery like they charred the tomato on a grill type fiery tomato sauce, which makes it kind of nice. But the problem is, and I think it's because, you know, it's like a corporate restaurant, they watered it down, like they cut the sauce exponentially. So I can picture the sauce as in its original form tasting amazing, but then when you water it down so you can stretch it longer, it is a little bit thinned. I do like the penne. The penne is nice. I think the zucchini and the squash are just a little large. It's gonna do well with a pocket parm. On its own, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 pastas. It's not great, but it's better than Planet Hollywood.
Protein plus pasta. You know, I'm not used to seeing things I see on grocery store shelves actually advertised on the menu because we do see a lot of like protein plus pasta noodles at the store nowadays. You could have called this thing literally anything else. On a themed menu, protein plus, really? Either way, well, I'm here to judge it based on the merit of its ingredients. There is normally the feta cheese on here. Obviously, we didn't cottage cheese on here. Probably where that protein comes from. But you got spinach, we have onions, tomatoes, zucchini, squash. You know, try to get some veggies in here until we eat the pasta. There we go. It's already weird enough they would normally put cottage cheese in this pasta. And I haven't said this about a pasta in a very long time. And I don't mean it, I take it back. I do mean it in the most disrespectful way possible. There's really no need to mince the words. This is Chef Boyardee with frozen veggies. That's the level it is. I haven't called a pasta anywhere at Walt Disney World Chef Boyardee since our first time in Maria Enzo's, which has since then come way up on the list. This is a meal, not inedible. It will feed you. It will contain everything you need to fuel your day, your night, but you're not going to remember it. It may even rank amongst your worst meals on your trip. But at least if you come as a vegan, there is an option other than just a Beyond Burger or salad. Just be warned. 2.5 out of 5 claws. At the base. Unmemorable.
Thankfully, I brought pocket parm with me, so we're going to plus up this protein plus pasta. But you know, as I'm looking at this, I'm wondering why they didn't put white beans in this. I think adding white beans to this would just add to the protein, and I think it would make a much better add-on than cottage cheese. Let's go ahead and sprinkle a copious amount of pocket parm. In fact, I probably use it all. I'll just refill it when I get home, because it needs as much flavor enhancement as possible. Do a little stir action. All right, now we're nice and coated. So let's do this over and see how much different it tastes. It's that little punch that I think this thing needed, and I absolutely love it now, but it's still frozen, like one step above frozen dinner. So 3 out of 5 pastas, it's okay.
Double plussed up and then revisited. Just go dive right back in. Pasta, the fixins, and the pocket of parms. At some point, somebody should design a vegan utility belt or like a vegan emergency food kit. It should include pepper, salt, pocket parm, maybe some nutritional yeast in varying flavors, a little bit of hot sauce, maybe some mustard. Just like popping it off your belt like Batman would like a batarang in order to save you from dishes that, well, don't meet the mark. The pocket parm does help, but it ain't saving the day, if you know what I mean? Rating stands, but again, at least you're not going to leave unfed.
I'm going to give you a little bit of Princess and the Bear lore. I moved to Jacksonville to be closer to my school, and my 7th day living in the city of Jacksonville, I went to my job because I had transferred through my job, and I met Bear on my first day, and he was the first real friend that I made when I was living in Jacksonville. And when we started hanging out a lot, he would take me to Jack's Beach, and there were a few drinks that he would like get me to try. There was the trash can. There was the North Florida Gatorade and the Coronarita. I have not had a Coronarita in quite some time, but whenever I order one, it takes me back to the days when Bear would take me to Jack's Beach and we would drink trash cans or Gatorades or Coronaritas at the beach and have an amazing Sunday fun day before a long work week. And it was good times. We still have good times though, but at Disney. Cheers to the Coronarita. The secret to the Coronarita is to slowly open the bottle and just barely let some of the beer out to let it mix. It is a fun little like flavor situation, but it can get very messy. So just be careful how you handle her. But it's delicious all the time. If you like beer and you like tequila, I would give it a 4 out of 5 Coronaritas. It's not the best one that I've had because Bear's taken me to some great places, but it still hits the nostalgia button.
The princess states correctly is that if you watch this channel and you know me in real life, no you don't, first off. Second, keep your mouth shut. If I see you in them comment sections, I will block you. I'm kidding. Most of my friends don't watch this channel, so already I'm safe. I am the enabler friend. Not in a bad way, but if you tell me you want to do something and then tell me to keep you from doing it, I'm not going to do that. I am the supportive friend. I'm going to support your good decisions, your bad decisions, your middle of the road decisions, because that's just the kind of supportive friend that I am. I support your rights and your wrongs. That's how hard I ride. One of the wrongs are, I'm a sucker for like the kitschy, weird restaurant shakers and souvenir cups. Do we have room for any more at the house? Absolutely not. But when I get one, and this was a complete accident because I didn't realize it came in one, I am going to keep it. This is a T-Rex. This is like their ice cave margarita. It comes with a whole shaker. Like this entire thing is a shaker, complete with the top and a little shot glass. It's probably the world's worst drink maker. Best believe I'm going to use this at home to make me and the princess some drinks. Lights and all. It's like a Blinky cup, but it's not even Halloween Horror Nights. That is just the level of mistake I expected it to be. The server even told me their cocktails are batched. That's got to be the worst margarita I've had in recent memory. But all I really care about is the cute cup and the flashing lights. Yes, I'm that level of adult male child. Don't order this. Just order a beer. 2 out of 5 plus. Maybe 2.5 because of the cup. I would say that dinner was significant enough to only come back outside with 12 minutes left in the heat advisory for the day.
But, I don't know. I think it was mediocre at best. I was telling Bear, I think that the quality of the food is the equivalent of like an Applebee's or Chili's, but the price is much more than that.
The price is definitely Disney prices, third party. Similar to what you would see like a Marie and Enzo's or like a
but not as good.
A Terralina, but yeah, not as good. T-Rex serves a certain purpose. If you have kids like to run around with dinosaurs, they just love the atmosphere, it's a great place. Just understand what you're getting yourself into before you go.
Yeah, kids love this place, and it is exactly like Rainforest, just dinosaurs. Same company, Landry's. They also, like Bear mentioned earlier, do all the restaurants Bear mentioned, Yak and Yeti, Bubba Gum, Joe's Crab Shack, Morton's, tons of places.
All the things. But it was a meal, and if you're hungry, T-Rex, you don't usually have to fight too much for a reservation. There's usually a line for walk-up as well, but it is a place.
I would say getting a reservation can be a little bit difficult if you're a bigger party or if you go during prime time, but if you're a Landry's Club member, the line never matters. So I would say invest in one. If you don't have one, you just pay like, I think it's $25 and then you get it for life.
Yes.
So
not annual, for life.
It's worth it.
For life. But honestly, I need to know what you guys think. I know that amongst our community, or even out there in Walt Disney World, Disney adults, and otherwise, there is a faithful of T-Rex fans. I need to hear from you. Did we get the wrong dishes? Is there better dishes here that we don't know about? The comments, you need to let us know. If there's anything else that you liked or didn't like, that will always be a place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this. And
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, Bear will be stuck eating microwave dinners for at least a week.
Hungry man's are what they used to be, you know? But you heard the girl.